Welcome to Joe's Atmosfere. Okay. All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere this week. We're going to look at The Little Mermaid. Is it failing? Is it going to fail? It had a good opening weekend, but will it be able to maintain? We're going to talk about that. And we're going to also look at live action versus the animated. The live action remakes versus the animated shows. Not just Disney, though. We'll talk about any of them that come up in the conversation. See which ones we like better. And then, of course, we're going to get back to... since Knock is into his big video gaming for charity thing, the speed run thing, he'll explain it to us whenever we get on here. We're going to get back into IGN's top 100 video games and see what they think. We got to 94 last time, but we're going to keep going with it. All that and more today on State of the Atmosphere. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in for State of the Atmosphere. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you. And of course, I've got a couple of co-pilots as usual. John's not going to be with us tonight. He's busy with family. But we've got the Knockster. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I get a little bit more detail every time I watch that the intro there. And did you put yourself as Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yes, I did.
You did. You put yourself as the wise master.
He is my favorite. He is my favorite Jedi. Of course, I put myself as Qui-Gon.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. And then we got Matt from Small Time Republic. How you doing? War Eagle. Okay, is it Tiger or War Eagle? Which one is it, bro?
Okay, the battle cry is War Eagle.
Okay.
The mascot is a tiger.
Okay, gotcha.
Although
we also confused me.
It's always have an eagle too. So.
Right.
But you're mistaking me for Matt. I am Jim Cornette, manager of the Rock and Roll Express. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, he was busted open in that trailer there, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah,
come down to the Louisville Gardens Saturday night. Yeah.
I've been watching his too. I've been watching his stuff to see because I found some where he's in the ring, so I may change yours up a little bit whenever I get a better picture. If you ever send me one, you goon.
I need to. So
I sent you mine. I didn't see any difference.
No, I didn't. It's because I'm going to wait until I get both of them and do it at once.
YouTube may be the it was invented for many things, but one of those is wrestling shoot interviews.
Yes, absolutely.
They never end.
They never end.
Barry Horowitz is doing them now. Barry Horowitz.
Really?
Yep. And he's good.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
You know, he was
we got
pat me on the back guy.
What is it?
Barry Horowitz was that he would have the jacket where he would pat himself on the back. It would have a handprint on the back.
No, really?
He was a jobber back in the 80s and 90s.
I don't know if I know that one. I really don't. Yep. Don't know that I know that one. I didn't send that thing. I thought I sent that one. Hang on. I was so far behind today, guys. I ran into a friend on okay, I didn't send it. Here we go. I ran into a friend on my show last night, my video gaming show. Sears, you know Sears Knock. We run with him on DCUO. He's part of Northern Fires League. Used to be my league, right? And yeah, he was on, and he got on his lantern character, and I was like, man, you know what? And I suggested to him, I said, hey, since you're off on Tuesday nights, maybe we'll just make it Lantern Tuesdays, right? And he was all hyped for it. So I ended up making a thumbnail for it, and it took me half the morning, dude, playing around with my stuff. And Real Wade Nation's here. What's going on? Speaking of gaming, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Thought I had.
What? You broke up there. What'd you say? And we may have lost him. I'm not sure. But anyway, I made this thumbnail, and it took me half the damn morning because I was having fun with it, man. We're going to do a Lantern Tuesday next Tuesday. So that's going to be fun.
Sorry, I was randomly opening Chrome stupidly. I had a boomer moment.
It'll be all right, man. Be all right. By the way, he's got a storefront up with some T-shirts if you want to support his
and
channel. And
sweatshirt and stickers.
Yep.
More maybe down the road once I figure that out.
Give me a link to the shop, and we'll show it here in a little bit. Put it in the private chat, man. But anyway, yeah, let's see. The first thing we're going to talk about tonight, guys, is The Little Mermaid.
Hey, I'm going to leave really quick to get you the link. I'll be back.
Okay, man.
Sorry.
That's fine. You're good, man. Go ahead.
To cut you.
You're fine. All right. See ya. The Little Mermaid, guys. It made over 100 million this weekend, but it's not doing as good globally as some people think it should. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here with this movie. We got this story in Deadline, and it'll help if I get it up there where you guys can see it. Little Mermaid is swimming against strong tides at overseas box office, leaving break even in question. Let me see. Let me get that out of there. It says in a rare situation for a Disney tentpole, particularly a live-action title based on the treasured classic animated musical, The Little Mermaid looks to bank more at the domestic box office ultimately than overseas, with 350 million U.S. and Canada to 260 million abroad. That's the projections they have. At the level per finance sources of a reported 250 million production cost and a 140 million global marketing spend, The Little Mermaid could very well break even. However, anything with anything in the low 400 million globally threshold, and this fish is apt to be sinking to a loss of around 20 million. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but I heard that in China, like the first day, it only made like 13,000 or something like that. That's got to be a joke, But,
well, we all know that China is really big on being accurate with the numbers that they report.
Oh yeah, of course, you can believe everything they say.
Yeah,
the numbers, right?
I'm not even talking about movies, but yeah, but I mean, this movie should be a huge profit maker for Disney, and I mean, it's a beloved. The original animated movie is a beloved movie. The original story of Little Mermaid, I think, goes back to like the 1830s. I mean, it's super
one of
old.
those that they one of those classic stories that they turned into an animation.
Yeah, the animated one is better than this, from what I've heard.
Yeah, well, this is the deal. The first one, okay, the animated one, it was made right around the time that Disney was sinking into bankruptcy, and it basically saved the studio. That movie saved the studio, basically.
Oh, how ironic.
Mm-hmm.
It was, from 89 to about 96 or 97, they had a great run with animated movies. And
yes,
that really did kick it off. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I can say, Wade. I know Treasure Planet was a flop, but it shouldn't have been.
Treasure Planet?
Yeah.
I don't even see. It must be a flop because I don't even know what it is.
No, it was like the space. Oh, it was animated.
Really?
Yeah,
Treasure Planet. Let's see.
it
Let's see what
was.
this is.
Yeah, it was basically the. Oh, it was. There was a live action, but it was like
2002.
It was a space. It should be like space or something. I can't
Hmm.
make. I probably. It was Disney. I know
I'm
that
getting it
much.
right now. I got it right here. Hang on. Let's take a look
Sorry,
at
I
it.
didn't mean to derail. Yeah,
No,
that
you're
one.
not derailing. It's a movie they made, Treasure Planet.
I love it, but
Yeah.
that just shows my age. I mean, yes, there's flaws, but just like any other Disney movie.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I had a skedaddle, but I thought I would pop in just for a second.
Okay.
But I
It's good to
sent you
see you,
the.
man. Did you give me that
Yeah,
link?
I sent you
Okay,
the
hang on
link
a
in the
second.
background.
Let's show that to him to you guys real quick. Hang on.
I'm
that
so
thread.
sorry, Kat, that I'm derailing today.
You're good, man.
I just feel bad.
Why?
Just because it's not even my show. I mean, channel per se. But,
Well, I try and help guys out, man.
Well, to be fair, it's not my show either.
It's not his show either, and it's not Matt's. It's all of our show, but actually, it's my show. If I thought you were derailing, too bad. I'd kick you out, man. But
now I
anyway,
know.
this is his pop-up shop. He's got 13 days left on it. I'm fixing to get a shirt off here because I've been griping at him. He made these the first run of these shirts and didn't even tell us until he was done selling them.
Because okay, so the only reason why I did it was because I wanted to see what it was actually like before I went full blown.
Gotcha. But this is his pop-up shop. And what happened was it's on my spreadshop.com, and I'll
if people have Twitter, it should be my top. I'll pin it after I get off here.
Okay.
To make it
problem.
easier.
I'm fixing to put it in the chat, so.
Or whatever. I don't care. People want to share it. Anywho.
All right, man.
I should be on later for the gaming for.
Okay, I'll be on at 10 as usual. I will see you then. Be good, buddy. Take care.
See ya.
Hasta. Yeah, Wade's a good guy. Yeah, if you've got the means, go and you like his stuff, it's his logo. Go check him out and support him there. I'm gonna buy a T-shirt from him, but I've known him for a while though. But anyway, I always like to help out my friends, when I can, even if it's just pushing something. Okay.
Better than what I would make. I mean, mine would just be my knock and like a scribble on a T-shirt, and like that's it. I'm not creative at all. I have no creative bone in my body.
But I like. Hey, but your nieces and nephews are good. I like the wallpaper they made for you.
Yeah,
the butt face. I love it. That's awesome. But anyway, get back to this. The Little Mermaid. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up. We use this every week. I didn't even think to pull this up earlier. Me and Danny always pull up the box office for the weekend. Let's see what the breakdown looks like internationally for it. Let's see, streaming documents, bros, and I can go here.
I can guarantee you it's not going to be leading next weekend.
No, it's not, because Spider-Man's coming, and Spider-Man knocks everything down when it comes out.
Well, it's Spider-Man in name only.
Right. Yes.
That's all that matters. Right?
That is all that matters, though.
If Little Mermaid matters to kids and little girls.
We'll talk about that in just a second. But I hear what you're saying, Matt. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I'm not going to see this flick.
I didn't go see the first one, but I really enjoyed it.
The first one is great. The first one was fantastic. It really was. That was really, really a good movie. I was surprised at how good it was. I was shocked. And hell, it won an Academy Award for animation. So, you can't argue with it. But this new one, it looks like it's leaning towards the woke stuff. It just I'm just.
What's great for Disney is that a lot of the stuff that is woke in there they can easily take out for China. Like, it's so easy to just erase, put something else in place of it, and then China can play it. Like, it's so easy. It's great. It's awesome. Great for Disney.
Okay, so let me put this in here. 118 million domestically. And I've got to go somewhere else to see worldwide. Here we go, worldwide. And I just want to look at the weekend worldwide. I can't look at the weekend.
That's Super Mario Bros. Though.
Yeah, Super Mario Bros. 100
killed it.
1.2 million worldwide. Let's see.
It also came out at a great time.
Yep.
It didn't have as much competition.
Where's Little Mermaid? There it is. Okay. So here's the numbers so far. 209 worldwide, 130 domestically, and 78 foreign. Ew. 78 million. That's all it's made foreign. Let me highlight that.
Yeah, I don't see that getting any better.
Any better either, right? So
those that went.
and yeah, I think this weekend this is when they were going to make their money. This was it. And it needs to make, as you saw in the article with that breakdown of numbers, it needs to make 400 million plus just to break even. Wow. And like you said, Knock, next week when Spider-Man comes out, all those same kids that went and saw this are going to want to see Spider-Man next week.
Well, it's going to be Little Bro's turn. So it's
going to be Little Bro's turn, and they're all going to have to go.
Going to go.
That's right. So yeah, it doesn't look good for this movie at all.
Had this movie come out 2 years ago, the box office numbers. Well, I don't know about 2 years ago because based on the time
COVID, so there wouldn't have been a movie 2 years ago.
Let me rephrase that. If we had the current health conditions that we have 2 years ago, it would have done better than what it did.
Yeah. It's been, the pendulum has been swinging.
This has taken a huge hit in the past 48 months. Well, 24 months. More so than any other time period. Well, at least since around 2000.
And it's only their own fault. It's their own ideology is why. They're the ones that decided to pick a fight with DeSantis. They're the ones that, it's their own fault what's happening to them. And the pendulum's swinging back. People are getting tired of it. I mean, we've chronicled the Bud Light stuff, and Knock was talking before we came on here. He was shocked that I didn't have the Target stuff up, and I was like, well, I figured we'd talk about this, but yeah, it's all part and parcel of the same thing. People are getting tired of this ideology being thrown in their face all the time.
And it's the interesting side that it's the people with money.
Yeah.
That are talking with the wallet, because who's the one? When you look at Ghostbusters, the all-female one, who's the one that's going to pay to go see that movie? It's generally going to be men.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a movie that what was that? I think we discussed it a couple months back. There was that one movie that was made for gay people, and they didn't want any straight people to watch it. Yeah, and he was like, you don't want anybody. But then after it bombed, they were like, well, people are,
nobody went to it, man. Nobody went to it.
You literally said, don't go. And don't go. This isn't for you. This movie isn't for you. So
if you want a movie about a gay man that doesn't appeal to straight or gay people, come watch Bros.
Watch Bros. I mean, nobody went to see it. And they tried to call people, homophobes and stuff about it, and everybody just said, no, that's not what it is. It's a bad movie.
If I were gay, I would feel like, oh, you're just pandering to me.
Right. Exactly. That's, I mean, I've got gay friends that they didn't go see it. They're like, no, that's dumb. It looks stupid to them. But
it's unfortunate that they're just incapable of making these things become organic. It doesn't become a part of the movie. It becomes the movie.
Yes.
So that's the main issue that everyone has with it. We don't care that there's gay people. Some people will care because there are people out there that hate, and that's religious reasons, whatever.
But that number is very small. It's
but you're never going to get rid of that. You're never going to get 8 billion people to agree to the same damn thing.
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen. It's not. You're never going to get rid of racism.
No.
Why? Because there's always going to be that small group of people that just hate everybody.
Yeah.
You're just never going to get rid of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even if there's not, there'll be a group called Patriot Front that will pretend to. The guys that always have like the freshly, ironed khakis.
Yes.
With, the spanking brand new face coverings, crisp T-shirts that just came out.
Yes.
I mean, how obvious can you be?
Yes. Gee whiz.
But
you're not paid, are you?
Yeah. No. Point being is if people aren't stirred up, then there are forces that will make sure they get stirred up.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. But with the Little Mermaid, you had they were coming out before the movie was released. There was already the preemptive attacks of you're an ist, you're a phobe, you're a this, you're that. If you don't go to this movie,
if you don't go
if you speak negatively of it.
Yeah.
And people are done with that kind of trash.
Yeah. But it's something that they actually you mentioned it, the Ghostbusters movie. It was a platform of I don't know, they have a name for it. It's like hate advertising or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, what the name of it is, but that is a tactic that they have turned to try and get this stuff over. And it's all tied into ESG. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's all about that. It's all about them getting, and like I said, I've always said, follow the money and you'll see why it's going this way. I mean, the ESG score that they're trying to push over, the financial institutions have gotten into it, and it improves your chances of getting money loaned to you from them. And that's what all of this is based on. And it's just so obvious that, you are welcome, Wade. Anytime, buddy. Anytime.
Well, just one good piece of news. The state legislatures have finally woken up to ESG, and they are trying to take steps that prevent that from being used as a weapon against businesses that are trying to get loans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you
I wouldn't be surprised if Montana's one of them, because we were covering stuff last week that they outlawed
TikTok.
They outlawed TikTok, and they're being sued over that by TikTok. They outlawed drag queen story time. They outlawed that. I wouldn't be surprised if Montana's one of the ones that's trying to do that. And that's I mean, we get political on this show occasionally, and you need to on this one, because it's all wrapped up in the same thing. These things, it's all about that ESG score and being able to get money down the road. But what they don't understand is, I mean, just look at what's happened to Bud Light. It's ridiculous what's happened to that company. They're losing so much money. They were number one, and it's gone to hell in a handbasket for them.
Well, if you look at Target stock from May 17th to today,
mm-hmm.
You look at Disney stock, like I mentioned earlier, from 2 years ago to today.
Mm-hmm.
So there are real world consequences for the decisions they've made, and I think they thought we are talking about whatever their company would be, quote unquote, our company is too big to fail. So
they're finding out.
Yeah.
Now, if the people with money get tired of what you're trying to sell, they'll stop buying it. Yep. Yeah. That's what
they're banking on, is that people will do what people typically do.
Oh, he froze up.
Let's go down the button.
What will they do, Matt?
What will they do, Matt? You froze up, bro. You froze up.
You're like, this is what they're going to do. And then there was nothing.
And then Dead silence, and you were frozen. Go ahead, Bill.
I apologize.
No, it's
I was
fine.
not. I was not frozen physically.
No.
Frozen 3.
But yeah, I mean, just to recap what I was saying, since it did cut out, basically, people think that everything's just going to go down a memory hole, where people go back to spending on whatever they spent on in the past with Target and Anheuser-Busch, etc. But it may be different this time. I don't know. It may have some lasting effects. So it just remains to be seen.
Yeah, I think that if they see enough states, I lost my train of thought earlier, but one of the things we're always talking about, me and my brother, is states' rights are very important, and Montana in particular passing all those laws, and all these other states that are trying to punish financial institutions for using ESG as an excuse not to loan money, that kind of thing. If enough states do that, that's when the federal level people will start going, hey, maybe we need to get on board with this, because we're not going to be sitting here in 2 years if our state goes that way. It's going to be interesting to see what cards are, what happens with ESG in the upcoming election, because it's already starting. DeSantis announced, and he's starting to call Trump out, and I've been hearing it on the news, and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a lot of fun.
I think Pence is either has announced today, or it was reported today that he's going to announce one or the other. So if you ever have a hard time going to sleep, Joe, just put on the best of Mike Pence.
Whatever best of Mike Pence. I can't believe he's going to run for office. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
really, he's going to run for president.
Trump is going to really enjoy him in the debate.
Yeah, he's going to enjoy being on the same stage with that dude, isn't he?
Yeah. Nobody knows who you are, Mike. Nobody knows who you are.
The only reason why they know your name is because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it now. But
it'll be real telling this second weekend for Little Mermaid, though.
Yeah, Little Mermaid this second weekend, we always see that percentage drop. And man, I got a feeling this one is going to tank bigger than hell in the second weekend. Especially with Spider-Man coming out. Good Lord, man.
I think Guardians has had legs because of the good word of mouth that it's had.
Yeah, Guardians was definitely a good word of mouth for that. It was a great movie too.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It's not the movie it was supposed to be, but some of the circumstances that happened between the first one, or excuse me, between the second one and this one, like him, being let go by Disney for a little while and then having to come back, that had a lot to do with it. But I think that they did a great job. He did a great job with what he had. He really did with this. The good thing about the Guardians movie is it's really, they're in the Marvel universe, but they're kind of like the X-Men. They're in their own thing, kind of. They're not really mixed up with the rest of it, unless they want them in there in an Avengers movie, like the Infinity War and all that stuff. They really they're outside the scope of the rest of the Marvel universe, really. So he didn't have to deal with any of the silliness that's been going on in the rest of that world. You know what I mean? But I think you're absolutely correct. I think word of mouth has really helped that movie out. Let me see. Did I keep that up, or did I get rid of it? I must have got rid of it. Let me go ahead and bring that back up. Let's see what that thing's doing right now. But yeah, I'm not in a hurry to go see the new Spider-Man movie. It looks really weird to me. I mean, kids are going to want to go see Spider-Man, but I don't want to see a pregnant Spider-Woman flying everywhere. I really don't. And that looks really weird to me. I don't even know why they're doing that. I'll have to wait and see what the explanation is for that.
Jacked up a lot. So I mean,
yeah, Spider-Man gets fucked up.
What happens? How many times do you see him get punched in the stomach and then get flown way back and then
just
hit
get
into
nuked.
a wall?
I mean,
what's going to happen to her?
Man.
Like, is she just never going to get hit? Like,
she's never going to get hit, right? Okay,
just plot armor everywhere.
Whatever, man. That's that and some of the other woke things I'm seeing in there just look. It makes it very questionable for me. It really does. So we'll see what happens with it, but I'm not in a hurry to go see it. I was in a hurry to go see the other one. The other one, and it's the same animation style. That's great, but I'm not hearing about like Spider-Man Noir, Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir. I'm not hearing about that. I'm hearing about pregnant Spider-Woman. And that just does not intrigue me. It really doesn't. Let me see. Guardians last week. Hang on, let me put it up here. Guardians last weekend made 26 million. 26 million, and it's been out for a month now. Total gross domestically is 306 million. I don't think The Little Mermaid is going to make that much. Let's see. Worldwide, it has made what? Guardians is number 2 movie of the year so far. 746 million. Uh-oh. Look out. Ruben Christopher Hayes has shown up. The Love Doctor. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good to see you. Yeah, we're sitting there talking about The Little Mermaid and whether it's going to fail or what, but we got a little sidetracked. We're talking about Guardians, and we're pretty sure it's word of mouth and it being a good movie as to why it's making. Dude, look how much it's made foreign. It's made. Let me blow this up a little bit so you guys can actually see it on the screen here. Guardians has made more overseas than it has domestically. Whoops.
Yes.
It's made 437 million, where it's made only 308 in the States. That's crazy.
Yeah, but most good films will have a greater audience outside, near to 60% foreign. It's good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's real good. But if you look at Little Mermaid so far, they're sucking. On the
I watched both
stage.
of those movies on the same day.
Which ones?
The Guardians and the Super Mario.
Really? Did you?
That was part of my all-day Sunday movie.
That's right. That's right. Little Mermaid has made 130 million locally, here in the States, and 78 million worldwide.
That's crazy.
That's a horrible number. They've got to be sick about that, man. They have got to be totally sick. And that's why we were showing a headline at the beginning of the show, Ruben, that says basically with the total production cost and the global advertising budget, it's going to have to do 400 million just to break even. Right. And with Spider-Man coming out next weekend, them kids ain't going to want to see Little Mermaid no more. Talk about competing with yourself. It's the same movie company, shooting themselves in the foot. I don't get it.
But you have to remember, most of these people believe in the 100-year plan. They've always believed in that. Mm-hmm. Again, this is generational control. They know this is back from the 1890s, 1920s, it's 2023, it's 100 years, so they can wait. They're basically making these films not for adults, but for the kids. And they basically say it's justified. It's just like they'll basically rationalize just like when you had the civil rights movement. Yes, you had these same racists that were going after them, and we fought and we kept it going. So if they hate us now, we keep going and they'll do it because they're going after the kids of the kids. Mm-hmm. But again, you're getting a backlash. But again, hopefully it happens when people actually bring up the fact that this is important to fight for on all fronts.
Yeah. Well, people are starting to use their wallets to say what they think. How you doing, Christian? It's good to see you, buddy.
Well, hello, gentlemen. I apologize. I thought it was 6:30 Central. I'm like, I got till 7:30 to finish supper, and then I'm watching my phone. Joe's live. Hey,
you're breaking up a little bit, buddy, but I always put the Eastern time and the Pacific time, and you got to figure out the in between.
Yeah, but see, the worst is I'm Eastern time. That's the worst. I thought it was 6:30 Central time that you posted. But anyway, now I know better.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Now I know better.
Yep. But how are you doing today, man?
Great. Oh, beautiful day. Oh my God. It was 85 degrees up here in Canada. I know you guys down south are used to it, but to us, that's
that's a heat wave, no doubt about it. I know, man. I know. But yeah, we were just looking at the numbers for this thing, and we went ahead and dipped into Guardians real quick, Matt, and it's made more foreign than it has domestic. It's made 437 around the planet and 308 here in the States. I mean, it's the number 2 movie of the year so far, behind Mario.
I think part of the reason why it's done well relatively in terms of the subsequent weeks is because of that. It's had good word of mouth, but then also you got people that really like the first 2, especially the first Guardians movie. So I think that they got a lot of fans that are that are grandfathered in. That wanted to watch it.
And I pointed
it's a
out,
dark movie for Marvel.
It's dark. Yeah. I pointed out earlier that it didn't suffer from the weight of the rest of the Marvel universe and what's been going on with it. Like every progressive film since the Spider-Man movie, what was that, No Way Home? Everyone has made less and less and less that they've put out. It doesn't suffer from that because they're kind of outside of the scope of the regular Marvel universe. They only get brought into things like their big, like Avengers movies and stuff like that. Otherwise, they really don't interact except for Thor's character, pretty much, But they're the cosmic side of the house, which they haven't really developed yet, And I think that it being a dark movie didn't hurt it. I think people were actually, it's a refreshing change for them to see something that actually has weight to it. You know what I mean? Where, the only thing recently that's had weight to it that, was the Spider-Man movie, that's the only one. So yeah, I think they're really reacting to it. Huh? Go ahead.
And that was a Sony picture.
Yeah, it was a Sony property. Yeah, we know. Yeah. Disney only got 25% of that. But you know what? Disney, they've got the best thing you can have when it comes to Spider-Man, though. They've got the friggin' merchandise. They've got that. They never gave that up. So, yeah. They've got the big money, man. I mean, you can have a big movie, but every kid's got Spider-Man toys, man. They always do. Every one of them does. But as far as The Little Mermaid goes, I'm not in a hurry to go see it. I'll watch it when it comes on Disney Plus, I guess, if I've got nothing better to do. But, the first one I love.
Speaking of Disney Plus, the Avatar 2 will be out June 7th.
June 7th it's coming on? Okay.
Yeah, on Disney Plus. That's I'm looking
at
that now.
I'm going to have to watch that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I heard it was a good movie. I really did. Yeah. Everybody told me it was good.
It's about 10 minutes too long.
10 minutes too long? Yeah. Well, I mean, Cameron is a long form guy, man. That's what he does. I mean, look at Titanic. It's probably his most popular movie with the women for sure. And it's damn near 3 hours long, a movie that really, you talk about something you could slash is that flick right there. Wow. There's a lot of stuff you could cut out of that one. But, but to put a bow on Little Mermaid, and before we move on to our next subject, which is kind of the same thing, but it's more of a concept. Little Mermaid, I think that they shot their wad this weekend. I don't think it's going to make much more than this. Yeah. I'm just not in a hurry to see it. I love the original. That's one of my. It's probably that and Beauty and the Beast are my favorite ones that they've ever made, and But I mean, I haven't seen any of these live action remakes at all. Really, I got drugged to The Lion King with my wife, and I told her when we walked in the theater, I said, this isn't really live action. It's still animated. She's like, shut up, beating on me and shit, But moving on, that's what we're going to look at next is the live action remake genre. What do we think of these live action remakes? And I'm not just talking about Disney. I mean, there's been several different animated shows that have been turned into live action, and some of them do well, others not so much. But what do you guys think about these? I have a list of them we'll look at, but what do you like the live action remakes of animated classics, or no? Ruben's over there shaking his head. No.
Well,
don't like
the way they're doing this, because they're trying to keep certain properties, and what they're doing is producing garbage. Is what all they're doing. It's rehashing old stuff. And say it's for a new audience, or now for modern audiences, or change for this. But no, I don't want that. I want original content. Disney had its heyday in the 40s and 50s, some would say the 60s, but they lost their way, and they started producing content. They started copying even cartoons and movements from the drawings and repurposed them for different things. That's why you had the very falling out. And you had, the rise of the Don Bluth and his animation team, because again, Disney was in that lull, and there was even talks of them going bankrupt back in the early, I think it was like late '80s, early '90s.
We talked about that earlier, and it was the Little Mermaid, the original, that brought that studio back. Yeah,
and what they're doing now is rehashing everything. They haven't learned their lesson. But again, it's not about quality now. It's about pumping out content, keeping merchandise, selling to the wrong people, or they're trying to be more inclusive. Again, do what you want to do. Then I bet you if they made a toy Ariel from the original and the new one and put it out there for sale, it's going to sell.
Yeah.
The original.
The redhead. Yeah. Who was it I saw talking about this last night?
Ginger side.
Yeah, exactly. Who was it said? I think it was Gary put it at the end of his video, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was funny. I about fell out of my
that's
chair.
Why I'm looking
Stop
for a
Ginger side. That's right. They're trying to wipe out all the redheads. Oh man, you were going to say something, Christian? What were you going to say? Bud?
Well, say what I think of it. 2 words. It's not much, because again, you cannot, as much as they try, you cannot recreate the magic of animation into more or less live performance or live movies. And there's another problem with all this. They're trying to bring in star, but like Gary Neurotic said many times, the Hollywood star is dead. There's nobody that will sell you this vehicle.
There's one left.
Sell you this movie.
There's one left. Yeah,
Tom Cruise.
I was going to say there's one left.
but
you're right.
It's almost like a cheap way of trying to get our money, and I'm not going to go watch it, knowing in 2023 half of it is CGI, so it's not even acting or anything anymore. So to me, I have no use for it. And again, my wife was she's 29 in real life, but she's a little older. She grew up in the 90s, princess and everything, and even her cannot stomach the new stuff that they're spitting out and puking out.
Oh yeah.
Excuse my language.
You're good, man. You're good. Just to let you know, you're kind of roboting a little bit. We're getting what you're saying. It's just some of it's getting a little broken up, but we're getting everything. It's a little bit delayed. But Knock, what do you think of the live action remakes? Are there any of them you like?
You got that list? We can see.
Yeah, I got the list. We could start on the list. Absolutely.
Nothing really springs to mind.
This is from Mashable. This is a list of Disney live action ones, but we'll talk about some other ones too. And they're ranked. At number 22, they got the Alice in Wonderland from 2010. I've never seen it. I heard it's good, but I've never seen it.
I believe it was Tim Burton. I got dragged to the theater for that one, and
what did you think of it?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Johnny Depp is probably the best thing in the movie, right?
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine, actually. Hang on a second. You guys got to let me know when I forget to put this up. I had a friend of mine that told me it had me design an entire float around this guy right here. Only we made him the centaur. You see right here on my hat, the logo of the crew of Centaur. Okay.
Yeah.
We turned him into the Centaur on the side of a float, and he was what it was. It was the 25th anniversary of the crew of Centaur doing a Mardi Gras parade. It was 25 years, and I drew him as a Centaur with the jacket and everything, and he had a Harley Quinn like character. It was a mashup of the Joker and this guy. Okay. And it was really cool. What it does, he had a staff, and he was releasing all the past float themes onto our universe, right? And so it was a big. I mean, one of the major panels on it, it had the Abbey Road, the Beatles walking across the street. That famous album cover, but it had the Wright brothers plane behind it, flying towards them, because that was a couple of the themes they had. They had the Beatles and airplanes, the history of planes and stuff. One thing had Captain Shreve, which that's what Shreveport's named after. It's the guy that opened up the Red River up here, right? And he had an axe in his hand, and right by him was, oh God, what's his name? Mike Myers played him, Dr. Evil, doing this, riding a shark with a laser beam on it, right?
Laser.
I mean, yes, that float was crazy. I had a lot of fun with that float. But anyway, I'm sorry I jumped off a topic there for a second, but it was a good time I had doing all that stuff. But yeah, this one right here I never saw. 102 Dalmatians. That's the sequel to 101 Dalmatians, which is also on this list. Never saw this. Did any of you guys see this? Now,
No.
Glenn Close playing Cruella de Vil, that sounds like good casting to me. But, yeah, never saw it.
So that's not to be confused with the one that came out a year or two ago.
Yeah, Emma Stone with Cruella.
No, that's different. That's Cruella. That's actually on this list too. There's three of those Dalmatian
movies. That
movies.
one was probably that. I'm going to take a guess, but that's probably going to be at the top of my board.
Okay, I can buy that. I can buy that. I haven't seen it.
She does such a good job.
I like the girl that plays her though. I like that. I might. It's not like I won't see it. It's just I wasn't in a hurry to see it because I've never been a big fan of this story. My wife is the dog person, But anyway, that's on here. Alice Through the Looking Glass. That's a different one. I don't know.
I didn't know that existed.
I didn't either. Alice walking down the street. Alice
doing this.
Walking in a door. Right. What else we got?
Oh my God! I don't want to see this movie.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
You might say that Tom Hanks playing Geppetto is a little too on the nose.
It's a little too creepy for me. It really is, man. Oh my God. But yeah, that one right there, not interested in. Really not. Let's see what's next. Maleficent. That's the sequel, Mistress of Evil. Or it might be the first
TV
one.
A lot, but I never really watched the whole thing.
My wife's a big fan. She's first of all, it has to do with a witch, which she loves witchcraft and stuff like that. And the other thing is she's a huge Angelina Jolie fan, so I've seen these plenty. Yeah,
well,
and
it's perfect casting.
It is perfect casting. It really is. They couldn't have done much better, and they're decent movies. But and this is something I'm going to say about the Cruella movie too. Are these really live action remakes, or are they a different take on the story, like we were talking about last week? No, because it's not, it's not a remake of Snow White, right? It's just the movie about Maleficent, right? So, but yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Dumbo, that I went to the movies to see that. My wife wanted to see it, and yeah, could have done without that one.
It seems kind of dour.
It was just too downer. Yeah,
not that the original wasn't, had sad parts too, but
right.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was. Oh yeah, just drab. Yeah, it's a drab movie, no doubt. Mary Poppins Returns. Now I have not seen this, but this is one that's on my list to watch eventually. Now I like the girl that's playing in it. So
may I say, Mary Poppins, is that kind of remaking a Hitchcock classic? Like certain movies should not be remade, like Mary Poppins.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
well,
like
when I saw Little Mermaid was getting remade, I know I'm agreeing with you. Little Mermaid's one of my favorites. I don't think it should have been remade at all. Even if there wasn't the racial changes to it and stuff like that, and the changes to the story. My God, there's so many changes to that story that just make it silly. But
when are we going to get a new version of Gone with the Wind? I'm still waiting on that one.
Right? Who wants to make another 4-hour Civil War epic, right?
But change it around. It's a black guy.
I think they lost a lot of money when they tried to do that with what was it, Heaven's Gate? That lost all the money for Chris Christopherson.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I was agreeing with you there, Christian.
No, it's all good. To me, certain movies are just great the first time. You can add nothing redoing them, like Psycho.
Yeah.
For example, they redid one in the 90s with Vince, what's his name, and it just got hammered by the critics because again, this is one of those sacred calves you just don't touch. Anyway, that's what I think of that. That's why I would never.
Mary Poppins. I got you. Yeah, because the first one was fantastic, no doubt.
I feel like Mary Poppins, though. I feel like every generation needs its own Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
it seems like that's like one of those movies where they could redo it because you can't do a Mary Poppins and give them have the kids watch an old one, right? Because kids will never go for it. Kids want to see the latest and greatest of Mary Poppins, and that's the one they grew up with, kind of deal. That's how I see that one, anyways. I could be wrong, but
fair enough.
But Beauty and the Beast.
This is a remake.
That's a remake, and I've never
seen it. I haven't either, but that's just because I'm not a Disney, I
heard they don't even have the Gaston song in this damn movie. How do you not have that in there, man? I mean, dude, that is a great tune. It's awesome. But I guess they didn't want any toxic masculinity in here, so they got rid of that song. It just come on, give me a break.
This the one where Gaston was a little light in the loafers, or am I?
It's his buddy. It's his buddy.
That's right.
That's running around with him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's his friend. Yeah, he was an openly gay character in this flick. Yeah. And look, I dig Emma Watson. It's not that I'm radically opposed to watching it, but man, once again, how do you improve on perfection? Yeah. This is the only Disney animated movie that ever got nominated for Best Picture. Mm-hmm. It's the only one. I mean,
she'll always be Hermione to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Ron's part of the Harry Potter generation. He loves her. Yeah, I think she's cute. Peter Pan and Wendy. Now this thing has been smashed by critics.
I tried watching it. And I
heard it's horrible, man.
I did try. I was like, whatever. I'm in a Disney mood. So sometimes I'll get into moods and I'll just I'll give it a try and couldn't do it. I gave up on it after 20 minutes. I didn't know what was going on, and it was just dumb.
Well, they've got an Indian Peter Pan. Half the Lost Boys are girls.
And they do that. It's like, it's the Lost Boys. Oh, who cares?
And they're now. Okay. Wait a minute. I understand they've got this trend of making the bad guys more, empathetic or whatever. But they try to do that with Captain Hook. What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, you can't do that with Captain Hook. He's evil.
Well, that's just a continuous theme of making the villain understandable and relatable.
Yeah,
they shouldn't be. They're the villain.
They're the villain,
especially in a straightforward movie like this.
Yeah,
but it's interesting that they do the two things that they do. They try to have the Maleficent, Captain Hook, all this sympathetic villain, right? Mm-hmm. They did it with what is it? Cruella de Vil too.
Yeah.
But again, it's so funny. Let's empathize with the villain, but then who's the real villain? It's us. But it's like, okay, then why can't you empathize with us too? So that's incongruent.
Yeah.
And then the other fact I wanted to bring up was when they rehash these characters, they destroy the original story. Little Mermaid, the original, not the movie, the original book, was about ascension from a child of the sea to the land to the air. Because at the end, she does die and she ascends to heaven. So that's the whole idea. It's a journey. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the Lost Boys. Think about this. These are boys who didn't want to grow up, so they became just lost. And it's a redemption, and they grow up. That's the whole idea. And now so what you're saying that women are now so lost too, and everyone's lost, everyone's broken. It's insane. It's
and I got to add to
a
that.
message.
I got to add to that because I completely agree with what Ruben's saying, and I'm betting it's on this list up ahead. But my biggest one, the first thing that comes to mind when he's saying that to me is Mulan. What was the premise of the cartoon Mulan? It was about a strong woman who had no special abilities. She just had a great mind, very intelligent. She had the will. She had, and she put herself in position by her, her own, force of will to do what she did. And in the movie, in the real life movie, they gave her magic powers.
What?
How do you inspire to be a great woman if you don't have powers? Like that's what that's what the real live action one. She basically had like Mushu or whatever they called it, and it just like that's why she was special. She wasn't special like in the cartoon because she became special. Mm-hmm. She was special because she had magic powers.
Yeah, they made her overpowered too. In the whole
she's very OP. Yeah, absolutely. And that changed the whole narrative. Like that's not Mulan.
No, it's not.
So
it's about a girl trying to stick up for her family is what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to save her dad's life because she knows her dad's old and probably going to die if he goes to war. That's what it was about.
I mean, well, they do that in the new one too, but how she goes about it is with magic powers and not through her own force of will.
Man.
So
but yeah, everything I've heard about this Peter Pan remake is horrible. I hate it for the little girl too because I'm a big fan of her mother's. I think this is Mia Jovovich's kid, and
she seemed pretty cool in it. I didn't mind her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't understand why she was so important, but
Yeah. Well,
I would rather eat Peter Pan peanut butter on a Wendy's.
There you go, bro. There you go. I'd rather do that too, and I'm a Jif fan. Damn it. But yeah.
Jif or GIF?
Choosy moms choose GIF.
I didn't even know they made a Lady and the Tramp live action movie.
I remember seeing the trailers for it, but I never saw it.
In the hell? Why?
I've never heard of this.
I remember this.
To Christian's point earlier, the original is perfect. Why would you mess with that? The whole spaghetti scene is perfect. I mean, come on, man. Oh man.
Merchandising.
Now I heard about Now I heard about this one, Christopher Robin. This is this. I don't know that this is a live action remake though, because he's a grown up, and I think the whole crux of this, I've never seen it, but Pooh is trying to make him remember what it was to have fun again, or something like that.
Well, you've
been beat down by.
Forgot about. Yeah, sorry, Joe. I actually forgot about. He grew up and he forgot about the magical 100
He forgot
acre
about
woods.
it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, Winnie the Pooh comes along. My wife's a big Winnie the Pooh fan. Her favorite animal is Eeyore. So yeah, she wanted to see that. That was a spin-off. Actually, that was good because it wasn't a remake of an actual story.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these just
aren't
it was built
off the premise.
Yeah.
And it made sense. It was believable.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these are just, they're kind of like we talked last week. Knock brought up what our favorite, what did you call it, Knock? A different take on a character or something like that. Isn't that it had something to do with? That's what this leans towards. And it looked intriguing to me. I'm glad to hear it's good. I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
Aladdin. This has been the most successful one, I believe, box office wise. This actually made $1 billion, believe it or not. This movie made.
This is what they're
$1 billion.
hoping they're going to do with Little Mermaid, but
right. No,
they're not going to do that with.
I
this
had heard
movie,
that
no doubt.
The Little Mermaid is not tracking as well as Aladdin, but I haven't compared the numbers. But I heard it's not.
I would imagine not.
We're reporting that.
Yeah.
What
now I saw that. I think it was on. Did I show you guys that last week? That I saw an article. It could have been bullshit. I need to look into it, but I saw an article saying that they're making a sequel to this with Will Smith in it. I think it was on Me and My Brother's show. I'll have to check into that. But I think it was horse shit though, because it said that one of my favorite movie directors was Guy Ritchie was gonna make it. And I was like,
oh really?
What? That doesn't sound right to me. I'll have to do some investigation.
Joe, during your show last Thursday, I came up with the title for it: Aladdin 2: Bad Genie.
Bad Genie.
Yep.
There you go.
Then maybe it is a Guy Ritchie film. Okay.
Right. That's what they call it. Yeah, I think that one could be horseshit. It was the first time I saw that that particular website. So, but anyway, this thing I've never seen it, but I'm not radically opposed to seeing it because I like the cast makes sense to me. Will Smith, even though he doesn't like comedians who talk about his wife, he's still a good actor, and he might have done well at it. I don't know. He's no Robin Williams though.
Right.
He's definitely not Robin Williams.
And
so.
Knock might recognize the lead character. He was in another show called Star Wars Rebels.
Really?
Yep. Ezra
The
Bridger.
guy that plays Aladdin?
No, I'm joking. They on the Rebels animated show that a lot of times they would refer to him as Space Aladdin because his character. There's a lot of parallels between him and Aladdin.
Okay. Knock, did you leave us?
I did not make that connection. But plus he doesn't have a pet monkey, so I didn't see it. But okay.
But I did hear casting rumors that they might try to take the guy that plays Aladdin in this movie and have him play Ezra Bridger, actually. So I don't know if that'll happen or not, but I did hear that may happen.
I'm pretty sure he's already cast.
God. But anyway, this one here has been the most successful one, and I don't know why that is. I wasn't in a hurry to see it, so they've got the Little Mermaid already ranked 10 on here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get that. Have you seen? Here's one of my major problems with this movie. Have you seen Sebastian? The crab?
I saw the version on FNT. Just kidding. You
Yeah.
saw the one? I retweeted it.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, this thing is it's a regular crab with two eyes popping out the top of its head on tentacles.
Yeah.
And it's
I
just
watched
goofy looking.
I watched Lorena Crail's. She went to watch it. She's down in Florida, and she says it's basically nightmare fuel.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Well, I'm talking about the crab and all the characters there. Even Flounder. Flounder is nightmare.
I heard. I've
fuel.
seen pictures of Flounder. He looks like hell. Yep. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna move on from this one. I just don't.
Yes.
Well, the actress that played Ariel, I mean, she could have made a good Flounder.
Yeah. You know what? I think I put in the title for the show Little Mermaid Flounders with a question mark.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah. I think I forget what stream I was watching, but they talked about how there's like 30 different, turn of phrases you could do with the Little Mermaid not doing well.
Absolutely, man.
In terms of
There's
like
truckloads
water,
of them. It's
sea related.
Look,
phrases.
And here's the funny thing to me: who is running scheduling for Disney? Because they're basically going to cut off their own nose when they put Spider-Man out this week.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have a stake in that.
That's crazy, man. That's nuts. Okay, so this one I got drugged to the theater to see with the biggest Lion King fanatic I know, the Foxy one. Yeah, she made me go see that movie. And it was a shot-for-shot remake. A shot-for-shot remake is what it was. There was no difference between that one and the other one at all. So, I mean, the animation's really cool and everything, but, I'd rather watch the cartoon. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers?
Chip.
Yeah, that was the thing. I never really cared for Chip and Dale.
Yeah, me either. I've never been a fan. We're getting down to it now, though. There's the 101 Dalmatians from 1996 with Glenn Close playing Cruella. I always thought she was perfect casting. I never saw the movie because I'm not a fan of the story, but yeah, I always thought that would be really good casting right there. And then number 6 is Mulan, which I've never seen. I don't want to see it. I love the original.
That was
Eddie
another
Murphy
one where
cracks me up in that movie, man.
Yeah, he didn't even exist in this one.
Yeah, it's just dumb. That makes no sense.
It's like doing a remake of Shrek and not having Donkey. It just doesn't make sense.
How can you do that?
Why would you cut Eddie Murphy off again? Like it just doesn't make sense.
A live action Shrek would be horrifying.
It would be horrifying. I mean, oh man.
Let's get John Fetterman to do it.
Oh
yes.
Ugh.
Better out than in.
Once told me the word.
What was Fetterman was the one? Did he get on the debate stage and he opened up the night by saying "Good night, folks"?
Yes. Good,
Yeah, that was
good evening. Good
And the
night.
Eagles beat the Eagles. Okay. All right, calm down, dude.
Oh my god. Okay, come on, you're gonna kill
He's not
me.
actually Frankenstein. He's technically Frankenstein's monster.
All right, we got Maleficent at number 5, the original, which it's a good movie.
That's
I
a
would
good
say
movie.
check it out
Saw
if you're
that.
into that storyline, man. It's pretty cool. But once again, this is another one of those stories where they make her, you're empathetic to her because of her past. There was a man that was bad to her. No,
Always
don't
a man.
forget that.
Yeah.
Always a man. Yes. And then Cruella, which Knock
Yes.
endorses.
Absolutely.
I have not seen it. Who was it? Who's the girl that played? Isn't it
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone? That's right. Yeah, same
Perfect-
one that played
perfect
Gwen
for that
in
role. It
Spider-Man.
was great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've
Yep.
watched that actually multiple times, and it's one of those things where, to me, I put that up with the same acting of Heath Ledger in Dark Knight.
Really?
Yeah, like I watched
That
his
kind of
scenes
movie,
multiple times. It's just, she's just so good at it.
Yeah?
What she does in it.
Huh.
So
Anybody else seen it?
It's probably
Nope.
my favorite my favorite movie with her.
Really?
Hmm?
Really? You didn't like Easy A, dude? That's a great movie.
I don't know what that. I haven't seen that one.
I love
so.
Easy A.
Watch Easy A, man. That's
super bad.
She's a really good actress.
yes, she is. She's fantastic. Okay, so next we got Pete's Dragon. I didn't even know they made a live action version of this. Why? Why would you make a live
Money.
action version of this?
Money.
Oh God, that makes no sense
It
to
was
me.
truly magical, though.
Truly magical, so magical. I didn't even know they made it.
Yep.
2016. 2016 was a bad year for movies. Let me tell you. Ugh, horrible.
Sounds like it was dragging ass at the theater.
They was dragging ass, no
Whoa.
doubt, sir. The Jungle Book. Now,
No, I forgot that they did that.
yeah,
I
they
didn't
did
watch
that.
it at all.
I heard. Now they've done this a couple of times in live action. I heard Mowgli's really good. I haven't seen it though. But I don't think it was made by Disney. I don't think Mowgli was made by Disney. I'll have to look that up and see.
And Bill Murray voices the bear in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this one or Mowgli?
Yeah. I'm mistaking the both then maybe.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm trying to. John Favreau directed this. I do remember it went over well. So
Yes.
yeah. So this is the one with him. Yeah. Okay.
With Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like the story, but once again, man, the original is so good. But I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about this one.
Right.
The 2015 Cinderella movie. And I think this is really the one that started them along this path of doing everything in their catalog over again because it went over so well.
Yeah, that one did really well.
I have not. I haven't seen it, but has anybody here seen it?
Nah.
Nope.
I don't. I'm
But
not a fan of Cinderella.
Jeremy
So.
Grace's favorite film from Disney.
What is it now? Say that again, Ruben.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is his favorite film from Disney.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, man. Yeah, like I said,
Remakes.
I've never heard a bad thing about this flick.
You know, it's interesting. I'm a little surprised. Where's Hook?
Yeah, right. Where's Hook?
How
Where's that
is
at?
Hook, how is Hook not on this list? Like,
Right.
That's criminal. This
Well, you
list
got to
is
consider
forfeit.
the source. This is Mashable.com. So
But the person that wrote that, their memory would never go back.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Hook.
What was the oldest one in that one? Like the late 2000s? Jesus.
Well, the first they had the first Dalmatians movie that Glenn Close did,
Yeah.
1996.
but that still would have been after Hook. That was only the oldest one I remember seeing on there.
Hook was in the 80s, wasn't it?
No,
Early
90
90s.
or 91.
Really?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
Huh.
That
I
Dustin
grew, up
Hoffman.
on that. I grew up on that one. That's for sure.
I mentioned
Watched that
Glenn
plenty of times.
Glenn Close is in Hook as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is she? Who's she playing
Yes.
Hook?
She's just playing a
She makes
What
like a
is it?
cameo as like a
cameo.
pirate,
pirate. Yeah,
like a male.
No
I think a male
kidding.
pirate.
Wow.
it's funny. It's a funny show.
I can't. Yeah, I've seen Hook. It's been so long that I can't even remember it. Why did it just give me the plot? What the hell, man?
Hit the back button.
Okay, I'll try that.
There will never be another Robin Williams.
Is it going to give it to me again? Yeah, it's just give me the plot. Okay. No, there will never be another Robin Williams. No doubt about it.
There we go.
Yep. Here we are.
And that too, Peter Pan is older, and he forgot about being a child and all that.
That's what I was thinking about when you brought up Pooh. I was thinking of Hook.
It was the same thing. They stole with Pooh. They stole the idea of Hook.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's right. Dustin Hoffman's playing Hook in this, huh? Good Lord. Wow.
They probably gave him like the ultimate pair of elevator shoes to pay.
Right, because he is a dwarf. No doubt about it, man. He is a dwarf. But yeah, looks like a good movie.
And Julia Roberts in it in her prime. Yeah.
Wow, man. Look at this cast. Dustin Hoffman, Julia Roberts is Tinkerbell. That's right, she was Tinkerbell in this, wasn't she? Bob Hoskins is Smee. Maggie Smith. You said Glenn Close was in here?
Yeah, basically a cameo.
Okay.
So it may even be like an uncredited role.
Yep.
But I do like how IMDb will list it will credit the uncredited. And I'm like, well, the whole point of being uncredited is
to not be credited.
Not be listed.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Not be listed. Don't want to be listed. Yeah. This is a good one. This is a good one. But
I would
go ahead.
In the private chat. It's fine.
Sorry. No.
Okay, I got you.
What I was going to say is that's got to be one of their best live action.
One that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess the Winnie the Pooh serial killer movie would not count since that was not produced by Disney.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as the license expired, they made that.
But no, what I was going to say was there are other live action remakes of stuff. For instance, they've got this trend the last few years. I'm setting it up, Ruben. I'll show that in just a second. But I got a little thing I use to try and stay away from the YouTube censors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I got an OBS setup I use for that. So bear with me.
Basically, he has Matt screaming into a mic while the video's going.
That's it. Yeah.
For the entire video.
For the entire video.
We had to be in the studio for about 3 hours doing that. It was very grueling, but we were very determined not to get hit. So.
I channeled the stream from the woman that had on a beanie and horn rim glasses at the Trump inauguration. The primal scream out in the crowd.
I think we threw a few Wilhelm brothers in there, didn't we? Wilhelm screams.
Yep.
Ah!
You got to have one of those.
You got to do that.
Oh my God!
I wonder if the Wilhelm family is like, oh, there's great granddad screaming again every time they watch a movie.
What if they go like what do you call it, PTSD or something like that? It brings it all back.
It brings it
right,
all
yeah.
back. Damn it!
They only watch like movies with zero violence. Yes.
Just in case. Just in case.
Okay. So this is.
Joe,
go ahead, sir. Yes.
Sorry, before you start, I've been summoned. I got to do dad taxi. My daughter just finished work. My wife.
No problem. It's good to see you, Christian. I'll be back on at 10 tonight if you want to have a cocktail with me.
5:50 start tomorrow morning. So unfortunately,
all right. You have a good one, man. You take care, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep.
Later.
Take care, buddy. See you soon. Bye. Yeah, I'm gonna when I go see my mother next, I'm actually gonna take a day trip to see Christian. He's within driving distance of my mother. My mother's in northern Maine. I'm gonna drive for about 3 hours or so. He's gonna drive for a couple hours. We're gonna meet up somewhere and have a drink together. That
have a whole country pie.
You know it, man. Why not?
This will be the time of the year to be in that part of the country.
Actually, the best time is when I took my wife 2 years ago. The last week of September. The last week of September, man. When the foliage is changing up there, it's something unbelievable. It really is. You'll see colors you've never seen in foliage ever. It's amazing. And I'm not talking like Gene Hackman in friggin', the Birdcage. You know what I'm saying? It's really beautiful. Okay, let's see what my man Ruben gave us here. It looks like it's a clip of a big guy. I say that completely in jest because this guy is a midget, no doubt about it. But he is a great actor. He's one of the most. I mean, I haven't seen anything with him in it in forever. But man, there was a time when this guy ruled the box office. If you've never seen Tootsie, you need to watch that movie. It's ridiculous how funny this guy is. Oh, yeah. But
Valvoline Extended Protection
man, it has
offers
been
24.
a long time since I've seen that movie right there. Good Lord. That is crazy. Yep. Dustin Hoffman, dude, he's one of the best ever.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of live action remakes these days. Not just Disney's doing it.
You can kind of consider Transformers or live action.
You could. I mean, if you can consider
a
Lion King a remake, you can consider.
Well, I'm just saying it's based off a cartoon, so I mean,
right. Mm-hmm.
So,
go ahead.
I'm gonna blow your mind, Joe. And if you said this and I just missed it, I apologize.
Okay.
That guy that was put in the trunk was not a guy. That was Glenn Close.
That was Glenn Close.
Yes.
Wow.
Pull that back up, Joe. I need to see it.
Okay. All right, man. All right. Great.
Let's look at this at our new new perspective of now we know.
And the character's name apparently was Gutless.
Gutless.
He was a gutless pirate.
That's perfect. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hang on. Shit. You guys caught me with my pants down.
I
already closed the damn link.
There's
all right.
Gwyneth Paltrow's in there, and Phil Collins.
You don't have to play the whole thing, Joe. So
I know. I'm going.
So Gwyneth Paltrow's in Hook?
Yes.
Huh. Wow.
Very young.
That is wow. That's amazing. Hang on a second, guys. Let me get it back up here. I'm just looking at it right now. Let me blow it up full screen, and here we go. Right here. That's Glenn Close with a beard on.
Yep.
Wow. I can believe that. Yeah, they bushed up her eyebrows too. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing, man.
Just be glad you came out in 1991, because if you came out this year, you'd have people on Twitter being like, boycott Hook.
Boycott Hook. Damn it. It's a gender bending nightmare.
Yeah. There would be some reeing.
There would be some reeing going on. Unbelievable. Man, wow.
And you'd have it would be reeing going on from both sides.
Both sides, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, it would be.
Because nobody knows how to have fun anymore.
No. You can't just enjoy something, right? You can't just do that. There's got to be some kind of political slant to it. I'm sorry. I'm going to enjoy what I enjoy. And I'm going to steer clear of what I don't want to see. For instance, you guys know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm not going to see a pregnant Spider-Woman go swinging around. I don't need to see that. I really don't. No, thank you. That's okay. You can keep that. Keep that. I'll watch that down the road. Maybe. I doubt I will. But it sucks because the first one blew me away. I thought it was a great movie, but man, I don't need a pregnant Spider-Man. Spider-Woman.
No, you said Spider-Man.
I did say Spider-Man, didn't I?
See, you were correct.
I'm totally confused.
Yeah,
totally confused.
Well, and we'll also be getting Gwen Stacy with the SJW haircut. With the
half the
shave on the side.
Well, she was like that in the first one.
Yep.
She was like that in the first one, but it was because of something that happened during the movie. His hand got stuck in her hair, and he pulled half of it out.
Oh yes.
When he first got his powers, right? Yeah.
Actually, the first one was pretty good. It was. I mentioned earlier, it was pretty good. Of course, you had Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's kick-ass. Look, if Nicolas Cage puts his name on something, even if it's a B flick, it's going to be worth watching at least once. My wife was what's the name of the one that he did? I'm having a senior moment. It's gonna kill me. Something
Explain it a little bit,
Death Driver or something like that. The the one where he's a driver and he's demon or something.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
No, it wasn't Ghost Rider. No, no.
He did 2 of those. Yeah.
No. Anyway, she was an extra in a movie he made down here, and it was a bar scene. I can't remember exactly how it went, but they've been doing other remakes though, like Cowboy Bebop was railed against when it came out. There was a lot of controversy about that show when it came out on Netflix, man.
Yeah.
The fans of that show freaked out because I can't remember exactly what I think it was the costumes they freaked out about, right? That they didn't
original.
Look.
Kiss of Death, maybe.
Kiss of Death. What? Say that again.
I'm just
Nicolas Cage's movies. No, not Kiss of Death. Hang on, I'll know exactly what it is when I see
Lord
it.
of War was one of my favorites.
And with Cowboy Bebop, I think people had some issues with some of the casting as well.
Well, the cast didn't help it at all. Remember, the girl was sitting there saying that, when they bitched about the costumes not being right, she said, well, yeah. You remember the video she put out? I think it was on Twitter where she said, not all of us run around half naked all the time or some shit like that. It was something really condescending.
Well, and with the internet being the way it is, somebody immediately found a video of her doing a goofy video where I don't know if it was a can of mayonnaise or what, but she squirts it all, on her face. And, it's obviously that she's trying to get at something else there.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So she has a sense of humor when she wants one.
Yes, she does. I'm looking down this thing. I'm trying to think. She was doing the extra work. I want to say around. She was nursing still. I think it was after Wicker Man. It's in here. It was in here when he was making a bunch of B movies, man. Drive Angry. There it is. Drive Angry. She was an extra in Drive Angry. Yeah, the B flick he made.
He filmed 2 or 3 B movies down here.
Yeah,
in my area.
Yeah. This one was filmed in Shreveport, Bossier. Hang on, I'll share it. I got to, of course, change the. See, the thing is, when I switch between video and this stuff, I have to switch screens. Here it is, right here. Drive Angry is the name of it. It is a B flick from hell. And who is his That almost looks like Amber Heard. That almost looks like it is Amber Heard.
Wow.
Holy shit. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
My wife was in a movie with Amber Heard and Nicolas Cage. Some bitch.
Cool. It looks like sort of they're trying to go for the whole Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, kind of
vibe
thing.
There.
Yeah, but I think
to an extent.
I think he was some kind of demon or something. I can't remember. All hell's breaks loose. Something like it had something to do with a demon or something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, he had a lot of tax issues. And,
he was making some bad movies. Let me tell you. Which one did he make down there with you guys?
I don't remember, but it was around this time or maybe a little bit after. He made 2. I think he made a couple either back to back or within 3 years of each other.
Seeking Justice, Stolen, Frozen Ground. Yeah, he had some stinkers in here, man. But kind of like Travolta, he bounces back occasionally, And now he's. I hear Renfield's good, dude. If you're into that kind of black comedy, man, I hear that was great.
Well, I mean, Brendan Fraser has had a comeback. It's never too late to have a good comeback.
No, not at all.
Michael Keaton. People forgot about Michael Keaton for about 15 years.
The complete Birdman totally changed his career. Yep. He has catapulted him right back on the scene. Mm-hmm. Now everybody wants him. It's ridiculous, man. And I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Aerial Ballet's here. Oh. So what's this talk about? Me possibly floundering? Or is this another bad joke I've heard several times during my elementary days? Now, we talked about it earlier, darling. You're a little late to the party. We've been going for about an hour and a half now. We were talking about the box office for Little Mermaid and is it going to sustain? Is it going to make its money back? That kind of thing. We're talking about the everything, all the chaos going on around it. And should they even have remade it? We're still talking about live action versions of animated classics. I tell you, there's good ones out there, though. I mean, I consider the Transformers a good one. The original one, the original Transformers movie by Michael Bay, I loved. I thought it was fantastic. It just blew me away the first time I saw it.
Well, the new Transformers movie is about to come out.
Yes, and I'm actually kind of hyped for it, man. It's in the Bumblebee universe. It's not the Michael Bay universe, and
I think it's supposed to be a bridge between them. And the only reason I say that is because it's set in the 90s.
Yeah.
So Bumblebee was in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
The original Transformers was in the 2000s. So I think it's trying to make a loose connection
to them. Ariel Bell says, I'm pretty sure it'll probably will because people will watch it. Yeah. Mainly because of the Disney name. Yeah, but here's the problem, and I don't want to rehash everything we've been talking about. Just catch you up though, Ariel. Disney's going to cut off its nose to spite its own face when they put out Spider-Man next week against it. And I'm telling you, kids are going to go see Spider-Man in droves. They are. So, yeah, I don't know that it's got to make 400 million to break even. And I just don't know if it can do it.
Well,
I don't know.
I have a theory. So it came out this week that Disney has a weirdo working at the front door of Bippity Boppity Boo at Disney World.
Oh, I saw that.
When the little girls see the weirdo, they run away, and Disney puts a theater right in the way where they have to run into the theater to get away. So, just automatic cash right there.
Run away. Oh, she says, and as for live action remakes, I actually haven't watched any of them. See, that's what I've been telling you. I haven't seen any of them either. Never had any want to see any of them. And how is the new Lion King considered live action when it's coming to CGI? Yeah, I told my wife the same thing. She's a big Lion King fanatic and made me go see that with her. And I was like, it's still animated.
I mean,
and she's like, shut up.
George Lucas taught us too much CGI takes the heart and soul out of a movie.
It does. It does, man.
Attack of the Clones felt very, I guess, antiseptic.
Yes, it did.
That's true.
But I tell you, I like the Transformers. I like, well, of course, going from animated to live action, that's another way you can go. And of course, I can't count how many, how many superhero movies I've seen that I love. I mean, that's another way you can go, but that's really taking something from a book medium and putting it on screen. But another one that I really liked, and it falls in the anime category. There's an old movie called, or an old TV show I used to watch called Star Blazers. It was it was a 70s anime show. It was about this. They had this race called the Gamelons had bombed the Earth to where we had to move underground, and it was a rescue mission for the Earth because the Earth was going to die off from these radiation bombs that the Gamelons were dropping on Earth. And they found out that there was a way to heal the planet, and we had to go across the galaxy to somewhere else, and it was a year-long mission, right? And so they took the Yamamoto, a famous World War II battleship, pulled it out of the ground and refitted it and made it a starship with this wave motion technology, right? Do you know what I'm talking about, Matt? Have you ever heard of this?
I don't think so. I mean, it may be one of the things where I've seen it, but I just don't know the name for it.
It was so awesome. Hang on a second. I'm gonna show you guys the opening of it. I ran home to watch this when I was a kid, man. Every afternoon.
I was reading Ariel Ballet's comments, and she mentions Treasure Planet, which Wade mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Wade mentioned Treasure Planet too. Yeah, like the Black Cauldron, Atlantis, possibly Treasure Planet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Ooh, also congrats on losing the weight, Ruben. There you go, man. Yeah, he's all about it. If you're watching him on Rumble, he's letting you know how you're doing it too. Let's see. I got to find this for you guys. This, I'm telling you, I used to run home all the time to see this. I think I should be able to find the opening of it real quick. Star Blazers opening.
Ariel, to answer your question, I would say not necessarily Imperial, more closer to the Sith side than so.
Yep, here we go. All right. Of course, you know how it is. I got to switch back up and get ready for a friggin' video here. So bear with me for a second, guys. I need to streamline this a little better. All right.
How many monitors do you have?
What? I've got
monitors do
three. I've got 3 monitors. Yep.
So,
I don't have 50 of them. No.
Me and Matt are mortal enemies. Yes.
Yes, we are.
They are mortal enemies. Yes.
This is how democracy dies. Not.
Ariel had a comment that says, "Knock, are you on Imperial side, and you're against Matt since he's a Republic?"
Yeah.
So that's what I was.
I got it. All right, here you go, guys. This is the opening of probably my favorite anime of all time. It's called Star Blazers. This is how the show started every day. Hang on, let me see. Make sure I got it.
To outer space, we're leaving Mother Earth to save the human race. Our Star Blazers, searching for a distant star, heading off to Iskandar, leaving all we love behind. Who knows what dangers we'll find? We must be strong and brave. Our home we got to save. If we don't, in just 1 year, Mother Earth will disappear. Fighting with the Gamelons, we won't stop until we've won. Then we'll return, and when we arrive, the Earth will
Black
survive
Tiger Squadron.
Our
Yes.
Star Blazers.
Wow. I mean, just with the intro, they set the stakes high.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, and with that, they had like 10 minutes of scene, and then the episode was over. Because I'm presuming that these were 30-minute intervals.
They were 30-minute shows.
That's with
they
commercials
were.
and everything else.
Way too minutes total.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I used to run home to watch it, man. Battleship Yamamoto. Yeah, she knew exactly what I was talking about.
Wow.
Right?
Mine growing up were Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z.
Well, okay. Dragon Ball Z, they haven't done a live action of that.
They have. Oh, yes,
have they?
They absolutely have.
Oh my
the
god!
Biggest bomb and ever. Like probably one of the worst live action that you'll ever. God, let's see. Let me see if I can find it.
No, it was actually live action, Ariel.
I guess now
that's what I was going to tell these guys. Just real quick before you move on. They made a live action one, but it was a Japanese live action movie, and I actually watched it. I found a dubbed version of it and watched it, and it is great. It's not exactly like the TV show, but it's the same concept, man. The Yamamoto gets pulled up, and they're going to Iskandar to try and heal the Earth, man. It's pretty cool shit. It's really good. Let's see. Isn't that what Dragon Ball Z was? Basically showed you 5 minutes of last episode, 10 minutes of actual new show, and then 5 minutes of next episode.
Absolutely. But I enjoyed the hell out of those 5 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
And I waited for Goku to power up over 20 episodes. Yes. I loved it.
And probably a lot of scenes where you have somebody just intensely staring, with that one bead of sweat running down the side of their face for 10 seconds.
And they actually ended up coming back to it, and what they did was they created something called Dragon Ball Kai, which they basically they took all those episodes and they cut out all the filler shit and basically brought it down from like 1,000 episodes down to a couple hundred. And
Yeah.
so it was basically the shortened version of all the Dragon Ball Z, something like that. They
But then
condensed it.
You're losing all the dramatic pauses.
The funniest thing was that it unfortunately they had to do the American cut because the Japanese version was a little too much. Master Roshi is a dirty old man and would do a lot of dirty things on the Japanese version that just wasn't suitable for American children. So all the times he's bleeding out of his nose, that's when he's horny, pretty much, and trying to squeeze boobs and whatnot. So that's the real cause of him bleeding out of his nose all the time, is when he's excited. Basically.
Yeah. Oh, dude, if you haven't gotten into Japanese television or movies, my God, it's a totally different world. And those guys, I don't know what it is with them, but they are hornier than we ever think about being. My God, some of the stuff they put in shows is ridiculous.
I sent you a link, Joe, if you want to show it, the trailer for Dragon Ball Evolutions. It was in 2009.
2009.
Yep.
Okay.
It was it was a very hyped up movie. It just bombed.
So, Joe, if you ever think to yourself, man, I have all these strange thoughts, I must be the weirdest person in the world, you just go watch one Japanese show and you're like, okay,
I'm just fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
I'm boring. Yes.
Yeah, I am a boring motherfucker, no doubt. My favorite one, man, if you've never seen Wicked City, that movie is off the chain. They've got this guy named just Giuseppe Maillard. He's like he's Yoda as a dirty old man. It's fucking hilarious, man. It is great.
That's Master Roshi in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it's every Japanese anime's got this guy in it. That fucking dirty old man version of Yoda, right? That can just whip everybody's ass if you wanted to, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Let me get this up here. And I'm gonna have to slide some things around as usual. Oh, let's see.
And then Pokemon did they did what was it?
Detective Pikachu. That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you before we got a little sidetracked there. What did you think of that show?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't like straight up Pokemon, because it was more like humans living with Pokemon, kind of deal. So yeah, and so it was interesting.
Okay, well, so this is it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a whole Mandela effect of whether or not was it Pikachu, whether or not he had the black tip tail or not. Some people think he did, and
really
that somehow we now live in a multiverse where it's not, where it's
get out of town
yellow. Yeah.
Whatever.
Sort of like Tony the Tiger's nose being blue versus black. That
no.
Unbelievable. Here we go. Let's see what's up with this show Knox talking about.
In an ancient time, Earth was nearly destroyed. Not by man, but by gods from the sky.
Is that Chow Yun Fat?
7 mystics banded together to fight the invaders. They created the Dragon Balls.
Dragon's Balls? What?
Now the signs have appeared again. The evil has returned. And only one chosen warrior.
Oh, no.
The white guy.
Power is threat.
I'm not ready for this. You are the only one who can do it.
With this Dragon Ball, I take my vengeance upon the Earth.
We have to find the Dragon Balls before the eclipse.
Let's go.
We'll go, but we go together.
That guy looks familiar.
I don't know. I can't remember what else he was.
This spring, the battle for our world.
Whoa! Who are you?
Will begin.
Oh, this looks like it could be fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know any of these characters, man. I've never watched this show, so I know who Goku is, and that's about it.
No, Bulma's not a fighter at all. So at all, she's a scientist. So that made absolutely no sense.
That looks kind of semi-delicious on the scale of bad movies I dig to watch. That's what it looks like, man. Yep. So yeah, man. I mean, they can be good, but there's some things just don't need to be remade. I really don't think they do. Let's see, what's Ariel talking about here? Hey, don't give white guys being heroes for Asian culture. The Forbidden Kingdom did it very well. Okay, cool.
Forbidden Kingdom, is that the one with
Last Samurai is another one? Yeah, no doubt.
Is that the one with Jet Li and Jackie Chan fighting each other?
I'm not sure. I've never seen it. I don't know what she's referencing there.
I think Beverly Hills Ninja. That may have been Chris Farley.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Ninja was Chris Farley. I'm pretty sure.
And every movie that Jean-Claude Van Damme is in.
Yep.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And then for some reason, wasn't Matt Damon didn't he save the Great Wall or something?
Yeah. I still haven't seen that movie. I laughed
either,
my ass off when I saw Matt Damon was.
Okay, yeah. Forbidden Kingdom was 2008. That was Jet Li and Jackie Chan, where they fought each other to a draw because they didn't want one to be
Of course, you don't want to have one of them lose to the other
Jackie
one.
Chan played the drunken master, and Jet Li played the Monkey King. And then there was a white guy that fell into that universe somehow.
But on the whole, I'm not. As far as Disney goes, I don't want to see them making any more remakes of animated classics. I really don't. They're classics for a reason. They were dynamite when they came out, and they've stood the test of time. These movies that they're remaking, you can put them on today and they stand up.
I wonder if they would ever do. They probably would never do this, like a live action Fantasia, or any kind of like live action movie with like their main characters. Minnie, Mickey.
That would be dumb.
Donald Duck, Daisy. It would be weird and dumb.
We might find out what Goofy is finally. He's a dog, huh?
Yeah.
It's questionable. It's questionable.
Well, here's my continuation of that. I would like to see that, but I want to see it in the universe of that Winnie the Pooh horror movie. So I want to see that version of every character. So you got evil Mickey, stabbing people.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be good. Now I can't get it out of my head, Knock. Stop it. Damn.
Goofy's a dog that's into a cow. So like there's your
trans.
Yeah. I think is it Mary Bell? I think her name. Yeah, she's a cow. Yeah.
Well, on one hand, one of Goofy's small shorts, his real name is Dopey Dog.
Oh,
see,
okay.
that's what I thought. I always thought he was a dog. Yeah. But
I didn't even know that was a controversy.
So live action remakes, I could look. I'm with Christian. He mentioned it earlier. These things are classics for a reason. Let them be. There's movies you don't remake. There's movies you just don't remake. Yep. When they remade Point Break, I was like, how in the fuck are you going to improve on that movie? How in the hell are you going to do that?
But Ruben did have a good point earlier where he talked about how, depending on the circumstances, they do have to produce something with these characters in order to retain the
this is true. They're
licensing on
IP
at this point,
and
right?
That kind of segues into my next question, which is let's look at the last, let's say, 5 years of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Right, of animated movies. Would any of these new, and I'm not talking about remakes or sequels or anything. I'm talking about original Disney movies in the last 5 years, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
In 10 years, do you think any of those are worthy of a live action remake?
Mm-mm.
There'd been talk about making a Scar movie. I don't think that'll ever
I heard that,
happen, but it could happen.
But that Scar, you're talking about the bad guy from Lion King?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Lion King was way more than 5 years ago. He's talking about animated movies they've made in the last 5 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was somebody just more live action.
I can't think of
animated.
I know there's The Rock is fixing to be doing a live action version of one. I can't remember what it is though. I can't remember what it was. We
so you got like a live action Frozen, a live action Incredibles.
A live action Frozen would do well.
A live action Frozen would probably do well. A live action Incredibles, I would be radically against. Part of the fucking charm of that show is that it is fucking animated.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to see a live action fucking version of The Incredibles. You know what? You know what The Incredibles is, Knock? It is the ultimate Fantastic Four movie. They will never make a Fantastic Four movie as good as The Incredibles. That is, you know, those of us that are Fantastic Four fans that were all pissed when Krasinski got his ass whacked in you know, Multiverse of Madness. You know, they will all tell you, any fan of the Fantastic Four will tell you the ultimate Fantastic Four movie is the original Incredibles movie, the first one. It is fucking great. And I know it's not a Fantastic Four movie, but that's the feel of the comic books. That one right there. Reed Richards is always in trouble, either financially or with some kind of work he's doing or something, and the whole family has to rally around him. It's great.
Yeah, because later in the comics, it went on to have a son and a daughter.
Yep. Absolutely, man. And the son ends up becoming the most powerful being in the universe. The son is what the Secret War that we're going to see here in a few years, the Avengers movie Secret War, that's what it's based on. They're fighting the Molecule Man, and that's their son. He can take anything and turn it into anything. He manipulates shit on a molecular level. It's a trip.
Well, just to segue a little bit, you know, Elementals, an animated movie coming out June 16th, and that's, Joe, to your point, that's Disney stepping on themselves again, not giving their movies enough time to breathe. Now, I know there's the whole like summer slate they're trying to do,
right?
But space those out over the course.
You got to space them out. You got to
Yeah.
space them out. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. I think it depends on the movie. Soem can work. I'm not sure what that.
Just
Some
SOME.
can work.
Yeah.
Some can work. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a typo.
They're typing really, really fast.
Like live action Black Cauldron and also Atlantis and Treasure Planet, mainly because they weren't big when the first came out. Yeah. Some people, I've never seen Treasure Planet. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? A perfect example, Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody read that comic book when it came out. It did horrible in sales. Nobody read it. And friggin' James Gunn took a bunch of D-list characters, D-list, I'm telling you, and turned it into, my brother still to this day says it's the best thing Marvel's ever done.
I don't think Star-Lord even existed till like 2004, 2005, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Like I think he was like maybe the last one to come into being, and it wasn't like they created them all at once either. It's like they were created all in different time periods in Marvel.
Yep. Let me finish what she's saying. But then had big following years after. OMG, are they gonna try to make him like Maleficent? I'm not sure what that one's referring to.
Maybe Scar. Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get the gentle backstory of
the
Scar.
gentle backstory. How
he actually had a reason to kill the other guys.
They all loved Mufasa and they just didn't like Scar. Yeah. And that The Incredibles was a great Fantastic Four. Yeah, it was. At least until the sequel and The Incredibles came out, because it was bad.
I didn't mind the sequel.
No. It was okay.
It was just long overdue because of all the shit that happened in the background. You know, the breaking away and the Disney begging for him back.
Well, Knock, we're not going to make it to the video games today.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming like about 30 minutes
but
ago.
I do want you to talk about, do you have something you can share about that thing that you're watching right now?
I mean, I got the schedule. We can peruse
Okay,
it
throw that up, man. Throw that up for me. Tell them what it is.
We're right now currently going on is the Summer Games Done Quick on Twitch. It's basically a week-long event for charity. Right now it's Doctors Without Borders, and it's basically just 24/7 video game retro games speed runs, just all kinds of different games.
Sounds like I wonder if Charlie's involved in that. I bet you he's doing something like that. I bet he is. I would imagine he's either watching it or you know who I'm talking about. Moist Critical. I love Charlie. I think he's fantastic.
I don't know if you want to show it, Joe. I have it sharing right now.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So this is the schedule right now. This is what's it doing right now.
And where can
so
we
like
watch this? It's on Twitch.
It's on Twitch. It's like the biggest thing on Twitch right now. It's always got 100,000 people watching it. So
Okay.
easy. So right now they're doing Hitman. I think this is a little old. Let me refresh it. What they on to? They're on Sonic Adventures right now. But you got Legends of Zelda. They had Hitman 3 earlier. I'm going back in time right now. Gauntlet, Banjo-Kazooie was doing. Here's Goosebumps, just Dead Rising 2. So they have some new games. Resident Evil 6, BioShock 2. They did all the Elder Scrolls in less than 2 hours.
All
Rats
the Elder
League.
Scrolls people. Tell them how many games that is, bud.
That's 5 games. That's
5 games in 2 hours. They ran
and
through them in 2 hours from the beginning of the
second
game
one-
till the end of it.
Well, they didn't play the whole. They skipped through a lot of stuff, but they basically got to the end as quick as they got.
Still, I mean, that's crazy.
But what? Shoot, I was going to say something. I forget what it was, but yeah. So they just have a bunch of games. Like I said, it's 24 hours a day. For 7 days. It starts on Sunday night. It started last Sunday night. And then it goes to the following Sunday night. So they just have a bunch of games. You just look at games, and they do this twice a year. Like I said, it's a pretty cool event. There is a little bit of a liberal, head of the company kind of deal. There's a lot of that in this, but I kind of ignore all that because I like the games. But like some of them are really cool. They got Super Mario 64. I've seen a couple of times where they do races. They get like 4 people and they do races to see the first ones to get to 70 stars in Super Mario.
Wow.
64. So I've even seen a run of Super Mario where he was blindfolded, which is pretty cool.
What?
That's insane.
That's just nuts. These guys are just wow. That's insane,
man.
man.
And basically, he had to use it. He basically made it so that he he had to feel the vibration in the controller when he bumped into a wall, and then he would know when to go forward and stuff like that.
Wow.
So he basically trained to do that. So it's just a really cool event. Like I said, they do a lot of just random games. They have, and then they've just started getting back to where they actually do this at hotels and all that good stuff. So it's just like I said, it's just 1 week of just video games, and it's for a good cause.
This is it right here, and he wasn't
yeah.
wrong. It's the top thing. It's the first thing on the left when you sign in.
Absolutely, all week it's going to be #1 on Switch. Like it's just a huge event, and they make up to. They usually make every time they do this $2 million a week in that week.
For charity. Yeah.
For charity. Yep. Like I said, this one is Doctors Without Borders. Sometimes they'll do what's one of the other big one? One of the ones for cancer.
Pac-Man, Donkey Kong speed run, she says.
Oh yeah.
And but you have to play the arcade versions. Yeah.
Oh, they do their own stipulations. Sometimes they'll do any % runs. Sometimes they'll do glitchless runs where you can't use any, because a lot of times you'll see them and they're like glitching through walls, or they'll do like in Zelda, a big one in the first Zelda game, not the first one, but the first trying to think of it, the one on Switch, not the one that just came out, the one before that, Breath of the Wild. They have some stuff where they're like flying across the map using some jump glitch that they do, and so that's how they're getting around.
These guys are finding that glitch the first day they play.
Right? And they look enthralled. Check them. But they're killing it, man.
Yeah,
I could never play this game like this.
Yeah,
I would get sick playing this game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they have the guy playing, and then they have the guys on the couch behind him kind of explaining it while the person's speedrunning. And every once in a while, like I watched one earlier, like I was telling Joe before we started the show that there was one called Overcooked, and it's basically just a bunch of chefs, and they were getting really into it. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Overcooked game, but it's basically you're in a kitchen cooking and stuff like that. But you got to coordinate who does what, who does the dishes, who does the chopping, who does the, and the whole time you're trying to create these meals before zombie foods kill you. So it's kind of crazy. But they got a world record. So some of these are like legit runs. And of course they're on camera, so they can, they can submit those videos. And every once in a while they actually get world records on the show. They don't plan to. Most of these are like, they have like a timer. If you could look at the top of the on the left side at the top, there's an estimated time up there, 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
They give themselves a little grace period. So they can mess up. They expect to mess up. They don't expect to actually break any records during these runs. But occasionally they do. Sometimes they just get like all the good RNGs that they need, and it's just a pretty cool event. And I've seen Star Fox on here. They got, let's see, there's Kingdom Hearts coming up this weekend.
Wow.
I've seen Fallout. I don't think they're doing. I haven't seen it with this run through, but Crash Bandicoot, Mega Man. They like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in 4 hours.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
It's just a lot of games. They do different games. Pepsi Man, which I thought was pretty funny.
Pepsi Man?
Oh, Pepsi Man. Yeah, they have a generation. They have a version of that, I think, on every PlayStation console.
Wow. That's crazy.
So it's just a really cool event. And then, it's for charity. So
yeah, I wanted to make sure that you got, matter of fact, I'm going to put a link to it in the chat so you can go straight to the page.
The other cool thing is while you're donating, you can go to their website and you can put in as you're donating for prizes. So they actually have Zelda's shield. And it's like a replica of it and stuff like that. They actually have things you can win while you're betting towards it, and they all accrue. So if you're betting $5 a day, you can go for that item that's like $25. So
crazy,
it just adds to it. So they have a lot of cool prizes you can win too. So
all for charity, man.
Absolutely.
If you're behind the charities, go check them out, man. They're gonna be entertaining with that stuff all week long.
They do it twice a year, one during the summer, one near winter, and it's just a cool event. So I just like watching it.
Yeah.
And since it's on Twitch, do you have to wear clothes? Is that required?
Clothes are optional. Do you have to play in a hot tub? Yeah. Do you have to play in a hot tub? Do you have to get a pool out and put it in your living room?
But no, I mean, what a great concept.
Yeah, the whole idea of it itself is pretty cool. I'm not a fan of the people that actually run it, but they're very liberal. There's a lot of transgenders in that, and they're a very welcoming community. I'm not really a fan of that whole stuff, but I watch it for the games and the charity, so I kind of just ignore all that. But there's a lot of that in that world.
Yeah.
Everybody in that crowd behind them, they're all wearing masks. So it's that kind of world.
God.
So they're definitely, leaning a certain way, but like I said, for it being, cool video games and speed running, because they do some really funny, they're the kind of ones that do like Mario Kart, and they'll do that where they're jumping over the wall to skip the level kind of stuff, just to finish the level fast as possible. That's what they do. There's people that dedicate their time. Any glitch they can find. If they
find a glitch,
I've seen it where they glitch the door in Super Mario just to get past the door, and you don't have enough stars. That's okay. We'll just glitch through the door. You got to stand a certain way, kind of deal. So they do all kinds of tricks.
And you're over there taking notes the whole time too, aren't you?
I don't speed run, so no, I just like seeing them break games. Because
some people were like, "It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you."
They had the one where this guy's like, "Oh yeah, it took me 7 years to make this game, and you're beating it in less than a half hour."
Yeah. Gee, thanks.
So,
appreciate it, guy. Thanks a lot. Thanks for exposing us. Well, that's going to do it for this evening, guys. I got to cut it off at 2 hours because Foxy's bringing the steak, so I want to eat that while it's warm. But I want to thank you guys for being here, and let's go around the horn and let people know what's going on. We know what Knox is doing. He just got done breaking it down. He's going to be doing that all week.
Pretty much, yeah.
What about you, Matt? What you up to, guy?
Yep. Nothing really to promote other than Mr. Joe here.
And he's a blood donor.
Oh yeah, that's true. Just to give a little background on that, I started donating back in October, and after not having done it for a long time, and I've gotten to where I've done it every couple months since then. So it's been a good
thing to do. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
I'm a universal donor, so I kind of O negative. So I feel.
Oh wow.
There you go.
I feel compelled.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with it, man. We used to have huge blood drives at Libby when I worked there. Yeah, we all got involved with it. Yep, absolutely.
So the vampires love you, so that's good.
Make sure to
Golden
support
blood.
Joe and everybody on the panel, and that's it.
All right, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it, Matt. And what about you, Ruben? Tell them where you're at.
Well, I have a Rumble channel, and it basically has all my videos. I actually have 2 YouTube channels. My OG channel should be celebrating 15 years on July 10th. But I am now on my weight loss journey, part of my health journey. That's the most important thing I've been doing. I'm down 100 today. I'm down officially 100 pounds since January 23rd. So it's good.
That's amazing.
And but again, the idea is it's not about diet. It's about a lifestyle change. I don't wear shoes anymore. I wear sandals. I don't wear pants. I wear shorts, and I just try and do healthy things every single day. And I have my meal, and now I'm going to incorporate working out because that's the next thing. But I have to be very careful because I still have a very rare condition called myasthenia gravis. It's compounded by nerve damage that I have. And I exacerbated it last night because I was moving things. But again, gonna keep on going. So I'm about to hit 400, and then I can just see 300 down the path. So I'm gonna keep going, and follow me, and I'm all over the place. So
All right, man. Thanks for being here, Ruben. Proud of you, man.
Yes,
you just you do it safe. Be careful with it. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
all right, man. Well, let's let you know what's going on, and subscribe to him. The links in the chat, guys. Go hit him up on Rumble, and definitely go see my Rumble. Okay, I've only got 16 followers over there. I'm live. Hi, everybody over there. It's good to see you. You've been watching. I'm getting a lot of views, but I don't have many followers over there. But that seems to be everybody, right? You get plenty of views, but you need to get the followers over there. Okay, let me let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, you're watching State of the Atmosphere, where me and my friends get together and we talk about all the pop culture stuff going on today. A little bit of politics sometimes comes in there, but we try to stick to the pop culture stuff on this
Still
show.
On 94.
Still on 94?
For IGN's top 100 videos.
Yeah, we're still on 94, which was Fallout number. Yeah, we didn't get to IGN this time, but we're gonna get to it.
Soon, coming soon.
It's coming soon. I thought we had a good conversation today. But
No, we were doing great.
We do it every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, and then later on tonight, you can catch Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. If you watched last night, you heard my epic rant about why Madden sucks, because I put it on pro level with a buzz and got my butt kicked, and I was so upset. Anyway, I do this every Tuesday and Wednesday now. Actually, I'll be talking about that in a second, but I do it from 10 p.m. to midnight. It's just a way to keep my video game thing going, because I love playing video games and I don't get to do it as often as I'd like to. So check that out on Tuesday and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Central. And then, of course, tomorrow night you can watch my brother and I, Highlander, get together and hack the Matrix. Yeah, I see you over there, Ruben. I know you love that show, man. Ruben digs my brother. My brother is going to be the one that gets me kicked off of YouTube one day, because he does not pull any punches. No doubt about it. He's got a lot of fans out there, and don't even think he knows it. He's not a YouTuber. He just tells people what he thinks. And we go through today's headlines and pull back the curtain on those headlines to let you know what's really going on. The Brothers Hack the Matrix every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And then you can watch me plot the pages of my comic book. And I'm actually going to start inviting you guys to come watch, because Justifier Jim has discovered a life doing a whole bunch of stuff on Saturdays, and I haven't seen him in a while. He's always invited, but I'm proud of him. He's getting out of the house and touching grass and having a good time doing it. It's cool. So you can come watch me do my artwork for the comic book, plotting the pages of the Privateer, sketching the Privateer every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. And then Sunday afternoons, you can catch up on wrestling with me and Johnny Rock on Sunday Night Wrestling on Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA every Sunday at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. The last show I got to tell you about is the beginning next week of the Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. Is going to be me and a good buddy of mine that plays DCUO, and we're going to have an all-lantern night. We're going to play DC Universe for 2 hours on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Central. So for my panel, Knock, Matt, and Ruben, I want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.